In my previous video, I created this rubric using Gemini in Google Classroom, and now I'm ready to use it to either evaluate my students on their project or to provide them with feedback on their project. So I'm going to click Export Rubric and export it to Sheets. This is where you want to go ahead and make edits to your rubric prior to using it. It's much more streamlined to do it inside of the spreadsheet than it is to do it in Google Classroom. I usually always update the titles that it creates because I want them all to match. And so I just go through and manually update all of this. But of course, you will have also reviewed all of the content of the rubric that you created using the Gemini tool to make sure that you're comfortable with it and it's reflective of what you want. And then the next thing is to go back to the assignment where you want to load the rubric and click plus and then import from Sheets. And the easiest thing to do here is just to select the most recent rubric that you were working on. And it will load in here, and then you can select whether or not you want to use scoring to evaluate students or you just want to provide feedback. I always use scoring, which is what I recommend, and then you can update your point values for each of these criterion here. I use a different point scale than this, but you can choose the point scale that you want to use, and of course, go ahead and click Save. So now this has been saved to this assignment. So when I save the assignment overall, you'll see that if I click on student work and I click on one of the students, I can use this as a tool to evaluate them when they're presenting. So this is a presentation assignment. And so let's say Jayla is presenting and she did all the criteria here under proficient for her depth of research. And so I'm going to go ahead and click that for her depth of research, for clarity and completeness advanced, for demonstration of sustainable impact, I'm going to click proficient and so on. And what this will do is it will go ahead and give Jayla a grade, and then I can return this to her. And of course, there are two options for returning it. You can return it to the student so they can just receive their grade, or you can return it to the student so they can then see how they did on their work/presentation in this case, and they can update their assignment and return it to you. So by clicking return, the student receives this feedback in this format, and so they can then make changes. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please click subscribe as I plan to continue to show and share things that are helpful to me in terms of saving time